There was a team working in Oman, and they were trying to decide if the Bedouin were a separate people from the Omani Arabs. One of the very specific things we wanted to know was, how do they use technology? And so we took a team out into the villages, spent some time, met with some different people, interviewed families. And what we discovered is the university student who was 20 years old, who had traveled from his village into the city to get an education, had a smartphone. We also discovered that his grandfather, who was 88, had a smartphone. And so it was a very clear link that if we want to create an evangelism material or discipleship material, or even copies of the Bible in Arabic, it was going to work for the younger generation in the cities, and it was also going to work for the older generations who still lived out in the villages.
The majority of people I interviewed, around 75% of people, came to Christ because of healing. And this could be from a sort of physical illness, so it could also be from alcoholism or a mental illness or something else. So I was looking at really the different types of ethics that exist in the Hindu communities and the Christian communities in Nepal. And my conclusion is that the ethics with regard to suffering are very different in the Christian community and in the Hindu community.
In Thailand, we saw a tremendous need of good information of where churches were and where churches were not. So we developed a software solution for a database that gave us all the information we need. So we can give access to the database to mission leaders, organizational leaders, and also allow them to keep their own data within the database as well. And we have seen this impact missions and strategy of evangelism in Thailand in a significant way, as people took on all this information and really started sending people to the spiritually most needy areas of Thailand.
We had a project about 12 years ago. The first one was how we could reduce attrition of missionaries on the field. And the second one was how we could retain missionaries over the long term. We found that missionaries who are most effective on the field would have served on average at least 7 to 17 years.
So we've gone to the churches of Europe and said, what are you doing to help integrate migrants into your communities? What are you doing to help them feel that they belong? What are you doing to create community, intentionally create community? And from their responses, it then enables us to say, well, this is the reality on the ground. This is what we see in terms of the numbers of migrants. And then thirdly, this is what you're telling us you're doing. And in the light of all of that, fourthly, here are our recommendations.
Because of lack of information, people are copying everything. Everybody is doing the same thing because there is no actual information given to them. They just go and pray and they try to establish church somewhere in the region. They never know after they have planted church, they see another church there already planted, maybe 100 meters somewhere, That's why the data research is very, very important to plan strategically, plan officially, so that we can do mission work efficiently.
There's a tendency for Christians to not look at research with the same kind of emphasis and value that business leaders are looking at it and recognizing if we don't pay attention, if we don't really understand our context, if we don't get some good and valuable research going, we're not going to hit the mark in what we're trying to do.